let's see what's happening in the greenhouse today and water anything that needs watered. I think it's time to also trim the onions. They're a little hairy. Okay, but here's what we've got. Onion, these are Ailsa Craig, I think is the name, actually how you say it. I'm not actually sure. This is kind of a hodgepodge. My peppers didn't germinate that great. Got a couple jalapeno, I think. One or two shishito, maybe just one shishito. Yeah, look, see, I have one shishito. The one on the left there is an eggplant. One shishito pepper, my other shishito. I knew it was sketchy if he would survive or not when I transplanted him. He didn't. Of course, basil. Love planting a lot of basil. That's one fennel there on the left behind the eggplant in the middle there. And then I think that's a Chinese cabbage. Maybe a kale. No, I think that's kale. Chinese cabbage is over here. So then here are my bell peppers. I got 6 bell peppers that came up good. Only 2 jalapenos. They just took forever to germinate and they didn't do great. And then you can see a little bit of sun scald on some corners there. So I've actually been sitting them down in the heat of the day when the sun's out real good. I'll sit them down over here under this basket or this like little wagon so they get a little protection. But anyway, that one there, that odd little ball back there is a Chinese cabbage. I got that as like a free seed when you order something, maybe from M.I. Gardner. Oh, nope, Baker Creek. I think it was Baker Creek. Anyhow, so we've got a lot of tomatoes. My mom and dad also have some peppers in here. My parents live next door, and these are their tomatoes here. They know they're a little squirrely. They've got so many, like, I think these are Romas. They're all the extra Romas. They didn't feel right just tossing them, so they just put them all in this one big thing. And there's too many tomatoes in there, but, you know, who am I to judge? It's your mom and dad, right? They just do what they do, and you go along with it. Oh, I really like to water from the bottom. This tray underneath all these tomatoes is cracked and not great, so I've been watering from the top on there. But I really like to water from the bottom, unless like this, these peppers here, they have to be watered from the top because they are in like a double solo cup. Can you see that? There you go. Double solo cup. So as far as tomato types, we have a lot of Amish paste, which is like my primary tomato. We usually plant 12 to 15 Amish paste. Those are good for eating, but they're especially good for sauces because they're meaty. They're like a Roma, but they're so much bigger than a Roma. Like I used to grow Romas, and that was my canning tomato until I discovered Amish paste, and then I don't grow Romas anymore. My dad wanted to grow some Romas, so they are growing some Romas, but not me. Just Amish paste for me. And also, we discovered a new, I mean, I can't say discovered, not like it was, you know, brand new, but a new to us tomato last year, Pink Belgium, and they were a really good slicer. So you can see this is when my mom started, a Pink Belgium. All of mine have little popsicle sticks, and they either say AP or PB for Pink Belgium. Those are the only 2 tomatoes I started. Take that back. I have 1 tomato that is like, is this one it? Nope. All right, where are you, little guy? I had 1 seed germinate from this tomato. Oh, come on, come out of there. He needs a little more dirt in there. I'm gonna give him a little more dirt. This is a tropical sunset. He is a round, like, kind of like a cherry tomato, but super yummy, like really sweet and yummy. And they're like bigger than a cherry. Like they're a good, like we call them like a good salad tomato. Like some of them are more than just 1 bite, right? Like there might be a couple bites. I just broke a leaf off, but that's not a big deal. But he is the only one of my seeds that germinated. And these were like it was kind of like I forgot to save seeds from this type of tomato. And then by the time I remembered to save the seeds, I had, it was way the end of the season and I just didn't have many to choose from. So I didn't get many seeds saved. But anyway, what I try to do is save seeds every year. So these are actually tomatoes from seeds that we had saved from last year. Now, that is the same also for the eggplant, the peppers, the basil, not the kale or the Chinese cabbage, like I said on that. Not the shishito pepper, but the bell pepper and jalapeno were ones that I had saved. And then the fennel, actually, we got from, there is this little, like, it's near Indianapolis. We're in Indiana, so this is near Indianapolis. It's called Connor Prairie. It's just like this little village. And you can go there and they cook food like they did back in the 18-something, 60s maybe. We went there last fall, and a lot of the ladies who ran the little houses that you go in, because it's like a little village, little neighborhood, and you can go into the doctor's house, and you know, maybe there's herbs that he's using to help people and all this, you know, medicinal herbs. Anyway, a lot of them have gardens, and they would share their seeds with us. So I'm just going to start trimming these onion while we're talking here. I'm just going to go to like there, leave just a couple inches left on them here. But anyway, so they took us around and showed us all their gardens, let us taste their nasturtium, let us taste their lemon balm, and if there were seeds available, because it was the fall, then they would let us snag some seeds from them. So that's where the fennel seed came from. And we also took asparagus seed, which is coming along really well. It's in the house because I have a handful of things that were like more tender, and they're still in the house because I don't want to burn them up yet, because I brought out some seedlings, some herbs, and I burnt them up. So I'm trying to keep better track of everything out here so that it stays, you know, I don't burn anything up, like those peppers that got scalded. I'm really trying. But I just love the fact that, you know, we started a lot of these things, most of these things, from seed that we saved ourselves. So that's actually, I just love that. Like, there's no better way of being self-sufficient in the garden or as a gardener than saving your own seeds. So these look a lot better. Our onions, we didn't get the seeds started like early enough. So I know they're going to be late coming on, and they may not get as big as they could have if, you know, we'd started the seed way earlier, but, you know, not everything works out the way you want it to. So you do what you can, right? And I think I'm actually going to save these little cuttings. I'll show you how many I have here at the end. I think I'm going to take these in the house and put them in a baggie with a moist paper towel and see if I can't use them sometime this week in the kitchen. I'm no expert on onion, but trimming them helps. One, you just have better control of them, right? Because they just look a little crazy and hairy, and they'd be hard to separate and plant if they were all that long. But it also sends more energy down into the bulb or into the root, so you get a better bulb than if your plant was spending a bunch of energy trying to grow these really tall stalks. And I'm just using a pair of kid scissors. I'll grab these in the kitchen on my way out. I actually have a pair of garden shears, and if I didn't have a kid, I'd probably know where they were. We always say, like, you can have kids or you can know where your scissors are. You can't have both. At least at my house, you cannot have both. Well, I just happen to know where these are because we have probably, you know, 10 or 12 pair. It's kind of like when you plant stuff in the garden and you know that you have rabbits or birds or something is going to come and partake. You just plant enough so that there's some left over for you. So that's kind of my take on scissors in the house. Okay, we almost got these done. This is looking a lot better too. I'll show you my little pile of stalks. They kind of look like chives. It smells very oniony in here. They will be really good in like a bread. That's a good little bunch. So we'll take these into the kitchen. Everything's been watered that needed watering. And it looks pretty good. And here's what we got. Just all of our gardening stuff. We've learned that certain plastics break down in heat. So you can see this tub here is, you can just pull it apart. So we got to be ginger with that one. Well, it's a little bit messy, but it sure works. It really works. Hopefully we'll be able to bring the things from inside out soon. And then as soon as it dries up around here, see how wet the floor is? Like, this is all moisture. This is just wet. We have had so much rain, like an unseasonably amount of rain. So it's not been possible to get in the garden. We do have a couple raised beds we can put things in, but the actual like in-ground garden, it's too wet for that yet. So hopefully that'll be soon. But anyway, just want to give you a look, and thanks for stopping by, and hope we'll see you again. Take care.